Welcome to the Secret Stash.
That's super secret.
And this is the only show that tracks down the local people behind the places and things we love.
I'm going to kick it off with my favorite thing ever.
Then goes deep to reveal the best kept secrets behind them all.
Why are we talking to people? Let them know. Shout the rooftops. This is great.
And leave you with a stash of stories and offers you'll only find here. Now, here's your host, Jesse Ibanez.
Secret agent man, secret agent
I love it.
What's going on, gang?
Great song there, bud.
All right.
and taking away your name.
So just as the man said, we're dropping a line of consciousness right into the heart of the central conversation. We got the coolest people doing the coolest things, local things in San Diego. And they're going to share their best-kept secrets with you for the next hour. So thank you for sticking around for your lunch hour every Tuesday. We're going to get deep and find out the meaning behind why these guys are doing what they're doing. And then they're going to leave a stash for you as well. So there'll be a treasure trove of stuff over at secretstashradio.com where you can download coupons or really cool offers that you'll only find here, so you can go check them out yourself. So in the studio today, to my right, I got my man Bryan Boorstein from CrossFit PB. What's up, Bryan?
What's up, man? Thanks for having us. This is awesome.
You bet. We're going to have some fun. And to the right of you, my man Anders Varner, also from said CrossFit PB. What's up, Anders?
How's it going? Thanks for having us.
And you may or may not recognize YouTube folks if you tuned in last week. The man to your right, now show perennial, all two of them, E-Man from Delush. What's up, E-Man?
Yo, yo, yo. Thanks for having me.
What you got?
Kicking it comfortable like Cliff Huxtable. All right, check it out. Today I got for you guys a strawberry kiwi. It's a New Zealand Sunny Slopes tea. It's steeped for 24 hours. It's fantastic. Unbelievable. We also have our yummy yoba. You guys know how we do it. Fresh orange, mango, strawberries in the bottom of the cup. You guys taste that yet?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Awesome. So this is the yummy yoba. Now, E-Man, you're in the house because you guys have nicely and kindly sponsored our next segment called Hyper Local. So let's get kicking on that.
Let's go.
Time now for the Secret Stash to go hyper local.
I'm a hyper.
Fueled by Delush Deluxe Beverage Joint.
Give my son the juice.
Let's go.
The juice we got. Now, I'm all hyped up from this cup already, ready to get kicking. Hyper local, because we're going to zoom in on some fun headlines that we picked up on our radar last week. And hyper, because now we're all juiced up from the caffeine to get into this. So, first one on the docket. Did you guys hear what happened with Red Bull this week?
They're geniuses. They get sued for this, and all of a sudden, they're able to give out merchandise for getting sued, so they just basically went to court for free advertising.
Yeah, so Anders is already all over this story. So if you didn't catch this, basically, somebody went up, whistle blew them, raised their hand, and said, you guys are singing me a gospel that ain't working for whatever reason. Who knows? Maybe there's a heart that exploded, or they didn't fly up, it didn't give them wings. But now for anybody, and this basically means everybody, who drank a Red Bull from 22 until 2002, I should say, they're going to give you back $10 or $15 in Red Bull products. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
So they sell more product, or they get
That's
more
exactly
product
the point, right?
And is it $15 in product or $15 toward product? Because you're not going to get the $20 shirt. You got to pay them $5. What is it?
Genius marketing angle, like you said a second ago. So I love this stuff. And Red Bull, local, because they do that, I think it's called the Air Race or something, right? They do that locally, and they got the Flug tag. Unfortunately, that's up the road, but that is hilarious. So anyway, yeah, there you go. Drop in a line, either get $10 or $15 in products, and go explode your heart.
There you go.
And it doesn't give you wings. Don't jump.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting my $10.
Yeah, so what's next? So this one actually was kind of hilarious, I thought. So you guys know that the San Diegans are, next month, I think, they're going to start tightening down on the water restrictions locally, right? So what's funny now is that this is actually a calling card for all the neighbors to start ratting on their other neighbors. Apparently, city public utilities and San Diego coastkeepers are saying they're seeing 3 to 4 times what they normally see in complaints. Now, apparently, this is probably coming mostly from CrossFit PB, right? With all the water you're dousing on people on a weekly event.
Didn't some sorority get in trouble for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge? And they had to, they got sued or something crazy happened, they dumped an ice bucket and got in trouble.
Yeah, wasting too much water. People are just ratting on each other now.
So apparently they're doing so, flooding these people with emails and photographs of the offenders. I've seen many offending photos of both of you guys on the internet, but I guess maybe this takes it to a whole new level. So watch out for your neighbor. I guess you'll find out who your neighbors are if they report you.
You got that right.
Creepy neighbors out there with a camera watching you wash your car.
So it is October, and they're going to be hosting the San Diego Monster Bash, and they got the Zombie Crawl, and this is some really good stuff. So basically, if you like getting wasted, and you don't mind dressing up, this is the perfect month for you in San Diego. Dos Equis is hosting its 14th annual Monster Bash, which I guess you could say happens every Saturday at a short club near you.
Totally.
Okay, it's sponsored by Dos Equis. They're 8 blocks. They're going to be doing a huge Halloween event down in the Gas Lamp in the East Village, and dropping out a $5,000 cash prize. So what are you guys
For best
gonna be?
costume?
That's apparently what's up.
That's legit.
So what are you going to be for Halloween?
Oh,
Right on the spot.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
the lady kind of handles the costumes, but they get really creative.
You're going to be wearing a lady costume. You guys
I'm
heard it
into
here.
that. Whatever it is,
The
we'll
lady
do it.
handles
As long as we win $5,000, we'll do whatever.
I'm going to wear blue jeans and a pink Yoba shirt. Oh, wait, I'm wearing it now.
That's super creative and inventive.
Wait, is this the one that includes the 20 bar crawls around?
Bingo. Yeah, the zombie crawl. Did you see this?
Yeah, so this is what I'm interested in. So you go out, you do this party little thing, you dress up as scandalous as you possibly can, and it basically becomes like a singles crawl.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
That's apparently sounds
Drop
like
the mic, dude. Gotta go.
So here's the part that I literally fell off my stool when I read this. I guess if I was sitting on a stool. Your ticket to this zombie crawl includes 13 welcome shots.
That's a good number.
13.
Is that
good
divided
number.
amongst the group or each person?
So apparently, I guess Uber is going to need to detail their entire fleet the next day after the zombie crawl goes down.
13 shots. That's aggressive.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if I've had that much since college.
Or Wednesday.
Sure.
All right, so I didn't even know this. This is actually something that's really cool. So I give my public service announcement here. If you have any kids, you might not know this. Apparently, kids are free in San Diego the entire month of October. Did you guys hear this? So there's like 100 participating restaurants, hotels, different establishments. And if you got a kid, you can eat, you can stay, you can play free throughout the entire month of October. How cool is that?
It's super cool, and it's another genius marketing approach because the parents are going to have to pay.
Exactly.
So the kids come, they eat for free, parents spend $25 on a steak, and boom, everyone's happy.
Yeah, no one's retiring off kids' meal revenue anyway, right?
The 2 chicken fingers.
Right. So I guess the funny part about this is like, what are they going to do, card the kids?
That's what I'm saying. What's the age limit?
Yeah.
Because when I was 12, if it's up to 12, I know I could eat a lot at 12.
We could parlay this. I could go to Halloween as like that Looney Tunes bank robber with like the 5 o'clock shadow that sat in the crib. You could just wheel me around and we could eat for free all month.
Jesse.
Totally. Then join the zombie crawl.
I got to get something out of that part of my brain I don't get back. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, so I guess speaking of zombie crawls, the Raiders took the field again this week. Thank God the Chargers smoked them, but it was closer.
They played better than you would have expected.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah.
Apparently when they buried that football in the middle of the Alameda Desert, it might have maybe, I don't know, did you guys hear that story?
I
I did not know the story.
Yeah. You guys don't get out of PB much, do you?
We try not to.
Yeah. What's the point?
Did you watch the game, E-Man?
No, I was working.
It's free kids
But I
day
heard
every
though.
day in the ocean.
Yeah, so good on them. You know, win's a win, man. Win's a win. One step closer. And by the way, Phillip Rivers, man, that guy is on his way to an MVP season.
He's
gotta
on
keep it
Talented.
up.
Unbelievable.
Loving that. All right, this is good. I actually caught this last week. I didn't get a chance to get to it, but did you guys hear about the proposal crash?
No.
Oh, no, so I read it. I just read it. Yeah, super crazy. I can't believe that actually made local news.
So check this out. Apparently, a man was proposing to his girlfriend in a hot air balloon ride over the beaches in Cardiff. And didn't go as planned. So dude apparently had to do an emergency evacuation deal on the beach. It was a huge spectacle. I guess you could say they got a story to tell.
Yeah. Did she say yes?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. It's a way better story.
Yeah.
They need to follow up on that.
I don't know. What you guys actually just got engaged. So what was your engagement stories? Engaged and married, actually, I should say.
Well, I had recently purchased a house, and we had basically no furniture in there, and just in the middle of our completely empty living room.
Yeah.
Thanks to you. It was good times.
Wait, this is sounding like a do we need to change the music?
I mean, it's so awkward.
Thanks to Jesse
Does
for getting
anybody
engaged.
Yeah, kind of. Sure. It was awesome. She totally said yes. There we
That's
go.
the important part.
Yeah. On that one.
Who cares as long as she says yes?
Yeah. E-Man, you've proposed like 12 times.
I really have. You should see the trail of kids. It's a joke.
They eat free, though. They eat free, so you're cool.
Hey, look, my wife's already booked appointments for every theme park in San Diego. I don't even have a checkbook. I got receipts.
E-Man, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we love him. B, what was your engagement story?
Nothing really too crazy. It's all kind of boring. We, I mean, not boring. Maybe that's the wrong way of saying it, but it wasn't in a hot air balloon that almost crashed.
You better save yourself because she may hear this.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I think she's on a flight right now to New York, so I think I'm pretty safe.
They always find everything out.
No, I got the ring shipped from a company that we used out of Michigan, and came in, and I couldn't contain myself, so I just kind of got home, walked in the door, and she was like, "What is up with you?" I couldn't stop smiling, and just did it right in the living room, I guess, much like Anders, and she said yes as well.
Big creative bunch you have here. I'll just do this right where I'm going to hang out tonight.
Yeah.
No need to go anywhere.
Yeah. Good. Last but not least, this is hilarious. So you know they got these mud runners and stuff they do, right? This is like all the new craze. You guys should know all about this. This is like your domain. This is like your little brethren. So apparently, 31-year-old San Diego man is undergoing a series of painful shots of rabies vaccinations. Because apparently dude got done in Del Mar doing the mud run, was hanging out, sipping a sudsy, post-celebration sudsy with his buddy, and a rabid bat singled him out, dropped the fire of doom on his dome. And apparently, like, they were able to find the thing, and it had rabies, and now dude's got to get rabies, like shots. Are you kidding me?
How does it penetrate his dome? Did he have like an open wound?
Wait, aren't they nocturnal?
Totally.
So it has to have rabies to actually be out during the day.
It might have been during the zombie pub crawl.
I just came all the way back around. Good. Well, I guess that's a good one to end Hyperlocal on. My man, E-Man, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for hanging.
Bringing the heat.
Drink's awesome.
I love it.
These
I
things
love
are
it.
delicious.
Delush.
So keep us properly hydrated for the rest of the time. And when we come back, you guys, get ready to go deep with the boys from CrossFit PB. We're going to figure out all their secrets. So stick and stay. We'll be right back.
Be sure to follow the show on Facebook at Jesse's Secret Stash and on Twitter at Follow the Stash. You're listening to The Secret Stash with host Jesse Ibanez on ESPN Radio 1700.
Yeah. Nice work, Jeff. I like that funky little bass line. So today on the Secret Stash gang, we got muscles, we got lungs, and a lot of fitness. But that's what's up on the surface, and it's what lies beneath where the real magic can begin. You guys started out as just a couple buddies from James Madison, I think is how the story went.
Yep.
B was getting ready to come out to California, and there was a little challenge that was made. And I think it was over a bet. Anders, you had just discovered this realm of CrossFit, right?
Yeah, I think I started, 2006? Is that when you moved out here?
No, it was 2007. It was literally like
2007.
2 to 3 weeks before I moved out to San Diego. You started doing it.
Yeah, and there's a 20-minute workout of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats. And
Called Cindy,
it's
right?
called
That's Cindy.
And at the time, if you could go over 20 rounds, you were a baller. And B kind of looked at it, and the way B still does things, looked at it, analyzed it, and realized I could probably make that happen. And I was like, no chance. I think we bet $20 and pretty much crushed it.
Brian
Had it paced out perfect.
Brian took the bet. He won that bet. And as I understand, it would be the first of many bets that you guys would embark on together over the next 9 years. So let's let the listeners speed date you guys for a second. We'll run through this. because you ended up both moving to San Diego. You went on to open your first gym, CrossFit PB.
Correct.
Yes.
That was in July 2010, right there in, what is it, Fanuel and Garnett, right?
Yep.
Right in the mix, much to the landlord's dismay, I'm sure.
Higher drink.
Then after they quickly, I would say wildly outgrew that space, came your second location up in North Pacific Beach off of Cass. I think that was March 2012, right?
It was,
Yes.
correct, yeah.
And then they ended up having an opportunity to close that original location in PB and move into a 6,000 square foot facility that they currently reside in on same Garnett earlier this year. Now, we caught up with these guys at the PB Beach Fest last weekend. And take a listen to some of that.
Hey, I'm Bryan Boorstein, CrossFit PB.
I'm Anders Varner. We co-own CrossFit PB. We opened in 2010, and we do fitness.
We have a ton of different programs that we offer. Everything from competitive exercise, focused on extremely complicated, in-depth movements, to sweat classes, boot camp type class where the goal is to just sweat for 40 straight minutes, as well as introduction classes that are a little more low-key. We have bodybuilding classes, we have gymnastics focus, Olympic lifting focus, the shred class, work on your surf game. It's all about just the massive community getting together and staying fit and having fun and enjoying life.
Yeah, currently helping over, 300 members now, right?
Yep.
You got, I think it was last year, 5 SoCal regional teams competing at the CrossFit Games in the last 4 years, right?
Yeah.
25, a little bit more than 25 actually, in-house athletes, which have all qualified for the SoCal. You know, it's super impressive, obviously, but I believe that your contribution to people's lives transcends the membership numbers, the store locations, the sponsored athletes at the CrossFit Games. And what you guys have done, which is truly remarkable, I've told this to you guys several times, is that you've built a culture locally of really passionate people. It ranged from like little kids, you guys are doing kids CrossFit now, all the way to like old geezers like us. Me, I guess I'll say I'm the old geezer on the table. And what you've done is you've reintroduced all of them to their body again. And you guys understand the magic that lives locked up right behind all that sweat. And they found a home with you guys. The underlying principle that we're going to do some work and we're going to get a little better each day. And I love that thought, and that's where I want the conversation to begin. So, Bryan Boorstein, Anders Varner, welcome to the Stash.
Thank you.
Let's
Thanks,
get into
man.
this. I got so many great questions to ask you guys, but what's it like hearing your own story?
It's really crazy. Like the big thing I think that I want people to know when they come in now is we have this beautiful facility and it's 6,000 square foot, which is really large. But people don't realize that when we started, we literally had 5 barbells and a stack of plates that said, I think our first marketing pitch was someone was visiting us from home and he told us that we needed to put something on the windows so people knew that we were a gym. And we were like, man, that's actually really smart. And he wrote in soap on the windows, free workouts. And from that day, Matt Loden, who's one of our head coaches, and Lindsay Renteria, who's another one of our coaches, still work for us. And they came in because of that really high-level marketing campaign. And that's kind of been the basis of the whole thing. It's really a big family of people. And we really just like being together. And I think when you walk in there, everybody knows that they're there to get better. Like, it's not an easy place to come work out. Like, you have to try and you have to care.
And I'm going to look forward to deconstructing all that stuff, and we'll have the time to do so hopefully later in the show. But let's say someone's finding you in this concept for the first time ever right now. What's the one message that you want to make sure you get across to that person today?
That there's no end goal to anything. There's little goals along the way, but our focus is to get a little bit better every day and really preach consistency to people. If you're coming in looking for a magic pill, you aren't going to find success in anything. I think whether it's business, life, whatever it is, it's about making enough right decisions to overcome the bad decisions and putting your best foot forward every time, whether it's health, nutrition. Like, you know that you shouldn't eat McDonald's, so don't do it. And it's a lot harder in practice than it is in theory. And that's what's cool about our people is they get that, they embrace the challenge of it.
Yeah, I think that the one thing that people should know is that what we try to do with our whole entire approach to fitness is to make it about the people, and we want to know the people. And we think that what we offer transcends just being in a gym and getting a good workout, but that, you know, we want to know about your life, and we want to know about your goals and how we can help you reach those goals, and what things in your life may inhibit you reaching these goals, and how we can help you move past that and beyond that. And Anders and I do a lot of kind of sitting down with people, and we call them exit interviews, I guess, out of our introduction class, but they're really more just like lifestyle consults, and we just want to get to know everybody and do our best to help them reach whatever they want to achieve.
Now, Bryan, this actually comes up for me when I think about you. You're a world-class, world-renowned coach in this discipline. Now, where did that all come from? You know, so like, you know, when you were growing up, like, what was your first memory around these organized sports, the genesis of this?
Well, when I was younger, like everybody else, I had the dream of playing in the NBA or professional sports. For me, it was the NBA. I realized all too soon that I was too short and white to really have any massive hope of achieving anything. 5'10" is not the best. So around I think middle to end of high school, I really started getting focused on the whole weightlifting fitness thing, and I spent endless hours reading, just reading the internet, ordering books, reading books. My wife makes fun of me for hoarding now because I have an entire bookshelf, like 4 levels of fitness related material from when I was in high school still, as if it's even still relevant. But I started kind of looking at fitness and sports in general more from the strategic side, from the coaching side, and really trying to break things down. I've always, my entire life, been into stats. I used to make my own baseball, basketball, football cards and put my own stats on there. And I would know every person's stats by heart. No matter who you were in high school, I knew your stats. And a lot of that has kind of transferred over into CrossFit. Like when I look at workouts now, I don't just look at, you know, these people are freaks for being able to do this fast. I try to figure out why they're doing it so fast. Like, why can one person do a movement in 2.2 seconds and it takes another person 1.8 seconds to do the same movement?
I love that thought. Yeah, Anders, you actually answered one of my questions. I always love asking people, like, who was your first client and, like, how did they get that client? And you already shared that at the top. So maybe a deeper question would be, you know, what was your first memory of when, like, it clicked for you, that you knew that you had something special here?
I think we threw a party at Tap Room one time because we had 100 members, and that number at the time just seemed so far off from where we started. And then when we threw this party, we blocked off a whole portion of Tap Room, and everybody had a great time. And you kind of look around, and it was in the middle. I actually remember this. It was the year San Diego State went to the Sweet 16, and we threw a party at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Clearly, everybody shows up at 2:30, and the bar manager's starting to get mad at us because no one's there, and we have half the bar blocked off. And it's the biggest weekend of the year with San Diego State and the Sweet 16. And then about 3 o'clock, 3:30, and the game goes to double overtime. We looked around, and we knew every single person in the bar, and they were all part of our gym. And it was just this awesome moment of everybody in the bar was just there for San Diego State. And then we just looked around, and we knew every single person that we were there with. And it was a really, really cool moment of just like, man, we have 100 people. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
We were just hoping someone would show up, and now there's 100.
Somebody would show up before they, like, clean the windows and wipe the soap off.
The space that we got wasn't even big enough. Like, literally, we did not expect that many people to show up, and we had the entire aisles blocked off. People couldn't even get to and from the bathroom from different parts of the bar.
You mentioned San Diego State and some athletics, and if you guys stick around with us for the next segment, we're going to get into what makes a CrossFit PB athlete and dig a little bit deeper into the understanding of what the secret was that they finally figured out that made this all come to be. So thanks for hanging out with you guys. We'll be back in a couple minutes and finish up with CrossFit PB.
If you missed any of the show, check out the podcast at secretstashradio.com. Welcome back to The Secret Stash with host Jesse Ibanez on ESPN Radio 1700.
What's up, guys? We got CrossFit PB in the house, and you can check them out at pbcrossfit.com. Anders, Varner, Bryan Boorstein, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us. This is a real treat.
Thanks for having us.
I want to pick up right where we left off because we got some good stuff I want to cover. Now, we were talking about the concept of an athlete before the break, right? And I love that frame for you guys because can we all just agree here in the room that what you're doing is not the gym with the hour clock name?
Yeah.
You're right. You know what I mean?
Place.
The box where there's a bunch of weights
the
to move
hour clock
around.
name.
Okay.
It's open all day.
So what makes a CrossFit PB athlete?
I think that our athletes are defined by the desire to push themselves, and it's about the camaraderie of working together. Everybody kind of going through the same struggles and the same work and the same dedication, and at the end of the day, everybody stands around and talks about what they just went through, and it's a bonding experience, and it's community driven, and they get results, and it's really cool every time. It's like, we just got an email from a guy who said, I'm now doing my 5-rep squat with the weight that I was doing for 1 rep, 4 months ago. When do I get to test this again? And stuff like that, just really cool to hear.
You mentioned results, and we're going to get to that actually in a second. And I just love that juxtapose because you think about like the bigger brand name boxes that have kind of been perennials now for the last couple decades. But, you guys don't have the same brand recognition as them. And you guys have created a little mini empire so fast and so passionate with raving fans. Like, how can you help us understand how that happened?
I think you just have to care more than everybody else. And maybe it's not even about other people. When people walk in, they're trusting us with, like, why do people go to a gym? They go to the gym because health and fitness is something you can control in your life. And you walk into the gym and it gives you hope that if you fix this one thing in your life, other things are going to fall into place. And it's our job to make sure that we handle the health and fitness. It's the base level of stuff. And because of our people and the experiences that we've gotten over the years and, since we started doing this when we were like 13 years old, we're kind of okay at it. And if people just give us a little bit of themselves and let us know what they want and why they're here, and, if I can figure out your health and fitness and all that, that's really easy for us to do. But what's hard is applying that to your life. And how do we find the structure in our program to apply that to your life and make everything else fall into place? And I think that that's the big kicker is when people commit to something and it involves their health and it involves some longevity and it involves some sort of professionalism and like an approach that makes sense to them, you can't come to the gym and not be changed. It's impossible. And once you make that commitment, and it is a commitment, it's not just somewhere that you just show up to. Once you make that commitment, the other things just happen to fall into place. We have no control over that. We just worry about making sure you are meeting the goals in the gym and you learn the best information so you can apply that to your life.
And what comes up for me when I hear you say that is the reality of the fact that you only get them for an hour a day.
Yeah.
So there's something that you guys are doing that is creating results for them in the other 23.
I think that obviously there's so many considerations outside of what you actually do in the gym, like the whole lifestyle stuff. And I'm constantly amazed when I have these consults with people, how they tell me about when they're committed to the gym and they come 4 or 5 days a week and they put in the time and the effort, that other parts of their lifestyle fall into place too. Like they start eating better, they start drinking a little bit less.
It's like momentum, right?
Yeah, totally. And then, they'll say, and it's so weird because, I'll get busy with work and I'll take 3 days off from the gym. And instead of, what the answer should be, which is, well, I'm not working out, so I should probably eat even healthier. They're like, the train falls off the tracks and everything goes crazy.
No, it's totally my experience too. And You said something a second ago, Anders. You said it gives them hope. And I'll tell you, so personal experience, you helped transform my wife through a very difficult time where she had lost touch with her health. Obviously, it happens when you have a baby, right? And so while being blessed with something amazing that totally changed her life in one capacity, she was really struggling with the concept of how it changed her life also in a different capacity, one that she didn't welcome. And I remember you took her under your wing. And when you got her, she couldn't even do a plank on her knees, right?
Yeah.
And then you walked her all the way through that. And now, what's that like to know that in, 4 months' time or whatever, somebody can give you their week, their challenge, their whatever, and then you can mold them back into the warrior spirit that they had before they met you, or that they had lost before they met you?
Yeah, I feel like this is what we signed up for. Like, if you're in this business and you're not there for that, you should do something else, because people trust you with, I mean, especially with Andrea, it was like she couldn't do a plank. She couldn't hold her own body weight up, and she had just gone through having a child. Like, that's really crazy stuff. And someone, if you're in that situation and you're getting down on yourself, like, someone has to be there. And I just like hanging out with people that like speaking the same language as us. I think all of those transformations and the empowerment side of that stuff comes from just getting better and understanding that, hey, if I just do this 1 hour a day and just commit this little thing to my life and listen to these people and let them in, everything works. Well, that's what I've found. That's why I do this. So like it just everything falls into place.
So I guess then the question comes up for me is, would you consider yourself a gym owner or more a coach, or are you like a tribal leader of a movement?
I don't know. We impact people's lives through health and fitness. I think that it is the most important thing that someone can do for themselves, and that's if we can be a part of that, that's all we ask for, is that you come in for an hour a day and listen to us and come with an open mind, willing to learn something. And the truth is we don't know all the answers. Like the more you learn, the less you actually know, all that good stuff. Like, I don't know anything, but what it is it's a conversation between two people that sit down and say, here's where I want to be, here's where I'm at, how do I get there? Yeah, and for Andrea, it was, we're going to learn how to do a push-up. Yeah. And that's super cool, because I've never coached somebody that just had a baby. And I've never coached somebody, like, we've coached people that are obese and lost 100 plus pounds. And but I've never coached somebody that just had a baby a couple weeks ago, and it's coming back from that. So let's learn. Like, I can be as upfront as possible and say, hey, I don't know about this, but I have a really good base of knowledge. And if I can apply that to your life, we can handle the last 10%.
Yeah, what we do is way beyond just, or I like to believe that it's way beyond just making people work hard in the gym. I think it's like a catalyst for other aspects of your life.
And that's actually a perfect opportunity to change gears a little bit. When you think about the macro, so pan back a little bit out of the 4.5 city blocks that, like, it dominates 90% of your guys' life between the two gyms. What's changed in the world of fitness? I mean, think about this conversation we're having right now, right? So where does that come from? Like, what's changed? And how is it that you guys have the answer?
You know, we don't. What we do is we've been doing this long enough that we've tried a ton of different things. And, you know, we do CrossFit, but we also do bodybuilding, and we do cardiovascular conditioning, boot camp style classes.
So is that what changed?
It's just, it's an entire reformation of the way that you look at fitness, that it's not just CrossFit. It's not just coming in and doing 20-minute workouts in a group setting. It's the way that you can institute a strength and conditioning program that is widely spread and accepted and effective for the mass population.
Maybe the biggest change is that what used to go on with really, really high-level personal training can now be applied to a group setting.
That's a good point.
That may be the only dynamic that's actually changed. Like, and this, we're called CrossFit PB, but I don't know if CrossFit is for everyone. I don't know if bodybuilding is for everyone. What I do know is that if I sit down and talk to you, we can get to the bottom of what you want and give you a really good way to get there. And I think that's the basis of CrossFit PB, and I think that's the basis of where Bryan and I come from. We started lifting when we were 13 years old, and we've been in the gym literally 5 days a week since we were 13. And you can't just do one thing. You have to learn everything. And the more you learn and the more you look at people's individual cases, like I can't have somebody that sits at a desk and in traffic and is sitting all day long for 9 hours in rush hour at their cube, whatever it is. And then they come in and it's like, oh, let's snatch. Well, no, Olympic lifting, come on. That might not be for everyone. Like there's things that I need you to do to handle some base level fitness before we get into some really crazy stuff. So
in one word, in summary, I'd like one word from each of you guys before we cut to break. What would you say your secret is?
Ooh.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
Bingo. I love it. Hey, you guys, you might think that we're done, but we're not. Because if you stick around and come back after the break, we're going to have some fun. And we're going to have games out, memes out, and they're also going to drop what their stash is. So hang out. We'll be right back with you. CrossFit PB in the house.
Be sure to follow the show on Facebook at Jesse's Secret Stash and on Twitter at Follow the Stash. You're listening to The Secret Stash with host Jesse Ibanez on ESPN Radio 1700.
All right, gang, what's up? Thank you for hanging out. And finally, we've got what the stash is actually going to be. So, guys, check us out. So, over on secretstashradio.com, we're going to have an archive of all these shows. And on there is going to be a special offer that you'll only find there. So, you pay them, CrossFit PB, with your attention. They'll pay you back with something that they're not even promoting or giving out anywhere else. So what is the stash going to be for you guys?
So we're starting a brand new bodybuilding class. Basically taking a little bit of old school gym structure, putting it in a group setting, and getting back to the basics. And we are giving away 2 free weeks of this starting November 3rd. So you can come try it out for a couple weeks before you make any commitment. The normal price of a gym membership is, for this class, it's going to be somewhere around $199 a month. So it's going to be pretty cool for everybody to get in there.
Giveaway. Good.
It's about a $100 value. Make sure you mention Jesse's Secret Stash.
There you go. So you heard it there first, gang. So make sure you check these guys out. They're doing some cool things. And speaking of cool things, let's roll games out, memes out.
And now it's time for your favorite thing to do on Tuesdays.
Hell yes!
It's Games Out, Memes Out.
Let the games begin!
Where we put our favorite guests to the test.
And by winning, I win here and I win there, winning.
But watch out, because you just might end up on the Meme Hall of Fame.
Don't you ever talk about me!
Who was talking about you?
Now, here's your host, Jesse Ibanez.
All right, gang. So CrossFit is known for having its own language, is it not?
There you go.
So I thought it would be sporty to put you guys to the test and see how fluent you are at your own language. So the game is going to be $25,000 pyramid, 60-second each. One of you is going to give clues to the other. You can't say the name. You can't give away faulty information. You just got to say enough to have you guess what the thing is. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. I think there's a grand total of 12 that you can get through. So let's see how proficient you are at your own language. Hey, it was a bet that got you into this business. It's going to be a bet now. Who's going to do what?
Yeah,
put some money on the table?
Yeah.
Well, what's it going to be?
$20.
$20. $20.
Minimum
Coffee
works. Coffee from D-Lush. Sponsors and everything. That was so good.
Thanks.
Okay, so here we go, you guys. Here we go. First on the clock, Bryan giving to Anders.
How long do I get?
You get 60 seconds.
All right, I can do that.
And let the games begin.
The thing that we didn't want to have in our gym.
GHDs?
No, a type of stretching.
Oh, yoga. Boom. God.
The founder of CrossFit.
Greg Glassman.
What do you do at the end of the workout if it's just extra work? What is that called?
The cash out.
Boom. What do we throw to a 10-foot target?
Wall.
What is it called when you set a new record?
PR.
What's my favorite barbell movement?
Snatch.
What do you take a squat out of?
Wait, take a squat out of?
Yeah, what holds the bar?
Oh, rack.
Boom. What did we do yesterday for burpees?
Box jumps.
No, the type of workout structure that we did burpees in the regular classes.
Oh, Tabata.
Boom. What did I do to my labrum?
Hey, okay, that's it right there. How many did we get? How many did we get?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 out of 12.
Hey,
not bad.
Who's the winner, though? Am I the winner?
We're going to get to that later, so you can't have favorites.
No, I know, but
how do you
determine the winner? Is he the winner for getting more, or am I the winner for getting him to get more?
I'll reveal that later, but you can't play against each other right now. See what I mean?
Okay.
You want to just split the 25 grand?
Okay, no. Here we go. Okay. Next on the list. Now, Anders is going to give to Bryan. Now, the number is 9. I know you guys are competitive. Okay, the number is 9.
But what if he does a terrible job relaying them?
Well, he's got to do good because he might be the winner. Might be the guy who gives.
Total. Could be the total.
All right, here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. And remember, the category is things you might hear around a CrossFit PB gym. Ready? And go.
Oh, I don't even know. Oh, our favorite rapper.
2 Chainz?
There it is. What we did yesterday, Tabata style, but looking at this.
Burpees?
What kind?
Bar facing?
There you go. Second favorite Olympic lifting movement.
Clean.
And
jerk.
There you go. 12 minutes, do as much work.
AMRAP.
There you go. A lot of things thrown together and creates one
chipper.
Workout. Boom. Way too many negatives on a pull-up workout.
Rhabdo.
How many? You did 500 of these in one day.
Muscle ups.
Laying on the ground on your back creates.
Dying?
No, when you're laying on the ground.
I don't know.
Everybody's Facebook photo.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Our number one, the strongest person in our gym.
Greg Pitts.
No. The real strongest one.
That's it.
Come on.
John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena.
Okay, how many do we get?
Hold on a second. Let's count this up. What? Oh, that one's no good.
3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 on mine. I could have missed a couple.
8.
8 to 9.
That looks like a loss.
8 to 9. So in this case, the guesser actually wins. So who is the guesser that guessed more?
He guessed more.
And Anders is the winner.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like more talent is required by the person.
I couldn't agree with you more. I just had to have a winner and a loser, okay? We'll get to that.
See, this is me analyzing things strategically. You know, this is how I analyze workouts.
If this wasn't radio, I could have given the "you can't see me" face, and he would have nailed that last one.
Well, you could have still done it though.
So you guys, listen. A couple minutes left here, and what I'd love to hear is. What was the question that I didn't ask you guys that you would have loved to have answered?
What's our future?
There you go.
What would that answer be?
Our future is just continuing to work with people in such a manner that that we're able to take care of all of their goals and dreams. Expanding what we currently have into something that is that transcends just fitness.
Yeah, I think the answer to where is the future, I think it the same personalized approach that we take to this CrossFit thing and expanding it into even more domains of fitness. I think that we've done a really good job of coaching CrossFit and learning even more about fitness. But the thing that we're learning the most these days is how to personalize things, and the programs that we're coming up with will exemplify that. And I think it's going to continue to be as special as it has been.
Well said, my guys. You know, what comes up for me is most partnerships fail. and you guys have done a phenomenal job at not only sticking together, but knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses and complementing each other well to create something that truly matters. So thank you for sharing your secrets. I thought the listener will thank you for sharing your stash, and hopefully they'll go take advantage of that. And if you guys want to check these guys out on your own, you got to go to pbcrossfit.com. They got all kinds of videos, and you can really take a drink and see the magic that's happening out of there each and every day with several classes a day to make sure that you're getting from where you are to where you want to be. So thank you guys for coming in the studio.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having us, man. It was awesome.
Thank you, D. Lush, for this ridiculously good drink.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you guys back here next week for the stash.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Secret Stash. If you missed any of the show, check out the podcast at secretstashradio.com. And we'll be back next Tuesday at noon right here on ESPN Radio 1700.